Welcome back to Commercial Breaks with Miss Education. I'm Miss Education. So this this is how this process works, right? I I sit down on my chair, I turn the computer on, I look at the camera, and I speak. I just speak, right? And I do not edit. I do not go back and re-record, and I do not go and I do not watch the recordings, right? So it is what it is. I just put it out there. And last week, I tried to record and I couldn't. For the first time, I deleted like 8 times. I tried to do a segment and I deleted it 8 times. And I couldn't get it out. And the reason was because I was asked a question, Jen, why are you doing this? Like, what's your why? Who's your audience? What's your motivation? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know who the audience is. I don't have a target audience. My why, I didn't know how to answer that. And so I felt stuck. So when I sat in front of this computer to speak, I was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? Who cares? Why am I wasting my time? No one's listening. And that's how I felt, right? And there were tears. I was sad because I didn't know what I was doing. And I'm like, God, what exactly am I doing? Why am I doing this? What happened, right? And so I didn't record. I was like, forget it. I'm not doing this. I'm done. I'm not recording. And I was, I took a shower, and this is when I talked to God, right? I'm like, what do you have me doing right now? Like, I made a conscious decision since my 43rd birthday to do better, to be better, to hear God's voice and walk accordingly. So I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And I was sad, most definitely sad. I'm like, I'm done. Like, who cares? No one's watching. If I don't record, I don't record, and we're good. Yo, let me tell you. It's like, I know God is watching over everything going on, but he took the time to hear me out. It was just random people like, Jen, when's the next commercial break? And when I say random people, let's be real. I got Alba, a friend, Melissa, my sister, and Jessica, a colleague of mine who listen like to every episode, who are like, where's the next one? So I'm like, okay, and they're like, I told them how I was feeling, and they're like, no, even if it's for one person, even if it's for me, you keep going. And I was like, wow, okay. So when I'm in this situation and I don't know what I'm doing, when we are in situations and we don't know what or why we're doing it, even if it's for that one, it's worth it. Because, and I have to remind myself, right, that I have been blessed to go through situations, to survive situations. And it is my duty to share my testimonies. It is my duty to share what has happened in my life, how God has helped me through them. It is my duty to speak truth, to tell people what I am seeing. I don't know who these people are, but it is my job to do that so that the next generation can go through this journey with a blueprint, with some kind of guide, so no one can ever say, I didn't know. No one ever told me, right? So I was like, all right, God, what's my why? My why is one person. My why is you, right? My why is you. So I am going to continue doing this. I'm going to continue doing this, right? Because what I don't know and what I can't see and what you can't see, right? If you're also doubting yourself in whatever space, whatever chapter you are in your book, what you don't see are the forces behind all of this. What you don't see are those who are going to be blessed because of what you do. What you don't see are the lives that you are going to save. And here's the beauty of it, really, one life is really one generation. One person, one life is really one generation that you are going to make a difference for. So yes, I'm not doing this. People are like, Jen, you need to, put this on social media, let people know what's going on. And I'm like, absolutely not. I don't put this on social media. No one knows I'm doing this. I genuinely believe that the people who hear whatever I have to say, it's because they're supposed to hear it. This isn't a popularity contest. I don't want to know the likes, the views. This is about touching someone's heart, saving somebody from their storm, right? I don't go on YouTube to see how many people have viewed or liked or commented or any of that. None of it. I don't do it because I'm human. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, it's only 2 people. Only 2 people watch this one. It's gonna hurt my heart. You know what I mean? It's gonna hurt my heart and it's gonna discourage me. And I have to remind myself constantly that this is not about me. I am being used right now to do something bigger. And let me tell you something else, right? When I thought about this miseducation, it was really like, you see, miseducation. I wanted to speak about things that were going on in education, the things that I have seen. I've been in the classroom for 16 years, and for the last 2.5 years, I'm finishing my 3rd year. I've been an administrator, and I have gotten to see what is underneath the skirts of education. And honey, there are a lot of yeast infections up in there, okay? Public school education. I've gotten to see a whole lot, too much, right? My eyes were opened to what happens to our liberal, woke public education systems. And that's what this whole miseducation was about. I was like, yes, I need to let people know what's going on. I need to warn people, have this information and make an informed decision where you send your children, right? Where you send your children to be indoctrinated. That was the premise of all of this. Honestly, it was. And then what I've been finding, like I said last week when I couldn't record, is because everything I wanted to say, everything I wanted to share went back to my center, God. So I was like, yo, are these 13-minute clips, is this like a religious thing? Is this like a God thing? Like, that's not what I signed up for. I wanted to talk about stuff going on in education and the lies that we've been told and the things that, I just want to set the system on fire. Okay? That's really what I wanted to start off with. I was irate with what I was seeing and what I had to deal with in public education. But then I found myself just like, yo, breathe, Jen. Share your life, share your stories, and everything in my life, everything goes back to God. And so, I was like, all right, God, I'm not even fighting this one. I can't fight it. I'm going to do exactly what you want me to do. And so I'm going to share, and I'm not apologizing. I'm just telling you in advance that I believe that 99% of what I have to say will go back to my center, will go back to the God that I have fallen in love with again. And I'm not apologizing for it, right? So it is the truth. It is my truth. And I have been delivered from so many things. And God has done so much in my life. It would be malpractice for me not to share and not to testify and not to help somebody else get out of their storm and not to let somebody or not to encourage somebody to know that it will be okay. And even when it doesn't look like it's okay, God is in control. right? So my why is to spread God's love. My why is to speak truth. My why is to empower anyone who's listening. My why is to encourage, uplift. My why is to give tips on how to raise our children in a way that is meaningful, productive, and ultimately soul saving. That's my why. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I know it's not popular right now, I know this whole God Jesus thing ain't the thing. It's not the wave. It's not what we're doing. But that's what I'm doing. Commercial breaks with Miseducation is doing God. Yeah. So, who's my target audience? You. If somehow you've stumbled onto Commercial Breaks with Miseducation, then you're supposed to be here, because truthfully, I've been praying over this, and this is meant for who it's meant to be. Like, that's who this is for, not for everyone. This ain't for everybody. This ain't for everybody. This is for you in this moment. This episode is for you in this moment. Every episode is for that person in that moment, because that's how God works. That's my target audience. Why? Because I surrender, and I am going to do as I am told, and I am going to share the gospel through my life stories. And I'm going to share how God has performed miracles in my life, and how he continues to perform miracles in my life. And I'm going to encourage you to seek God out, or to continue holding on to God. And I'm going to educate while I do it, right? So again, Commercial Breaks with Miseducation is devoting itself to God's work. All right, folks. That was my why. So when I'm in doubt, I am going to hold on to the truth. I'm going to hold on to the fact that my testimonies, my stories were made to help someone out. And I'm okay with that. So, till next time, Commercial Breaks with Miseducation.